you take it on the wrong way. Leave you slump near the bum near the bar place. This red light put your ass in a dark place.
Marathon from the land, which is the city of Babylon. Dress in my head, don't confuse me for cinema. I'm one of a gun as I go like a Digimon. When I be farming, not many books. Raw, ain't no Hakuna Matata. Cars, you shouldn't fuck with him.
You're naked, no hooks in, but he gets it anyway.
Run up on up.
Oh, good overhand right. That's it. This fight is over.
For your winner by unanimous decision, the Mummy, Abdelaziz.
That one was definitely a little bit frustrating with all the stuff that going into it. Him not making weight and not doing the 5 rounds. And I didn't end up getting the finish, which wasn't happy about. You know, obviously at this level and as you go up in level, you can't really force things against high-level guys. So it was a really good lesson, and I'd like to think I've definitely made some improvements after that fight, after going through that experience.
Yeah, my mind's just sharp. It's clear. It's like I understand what I have to do in this fight, and I'm ready to just go in there and let it all go. That's the main thing. This fight for me is just letting everything go. I think Abdel is the toughest fight of my career. I've had some tough fights, but I believe that Abdel represents the new era in mixed martial arts right now. So yeah, I would say that he is my toughest.
The main difference is going to be getting rounds with southpaws, but for me this was exciting because obviously I've been training with Gavin since I've started basically. Gavin has a pretty substantial bag of tricks when it comes to open stance, like riding against southpaw, and getting to do some of that stuff it's been, it's kind of been making training a bit more fun than usual. The goal is taking in the lessons I've learned, but still going for a finish, and get a title and make my statement and get a call to the big show.
Some people will look at my last 4 fights as 4 decisions, but I kind of look at it as 1 full hour of cage time. But yeah, that being said, I'd like to make some changes in this one and definitely look for the finish.
There's no time to waste, so there's no guarantees in this game, right? There's so much out of your control. After this one, get a call. If not, get another one. Just kind of keep the train going and do our best.
My main objective in this one is to go forward and let it all go, leave it all in the cage.
Super excited. I've never been out of the country. I've been a States boy my whole life, just poor white trash. So I'm super excited to go over and experience Canada for the first time, and see how everyone else lives. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a change of culture, and I think that's gonna be dope.
Getting the fight in Las Vegas, me being a small town kid, and making it to the big leagues, fighting in front of the big boss, Dana White. It was a surreal experience.
I know he's going to be looking to make a statement. He's going to be trying to prove a point. He's going to try to take my head off. I'm expecting a fast start, expect the worst, hope for the best. But I'm also looking to make a statement. I'm very close. I'm closer than I've ever been to the UFC. I'm turning back into my old ways, and I don't think there's really anybody that can stop me at this point.
Jeff Craig's an amazing fighter. He's primarily a striker, southpaw, trains under a really good coach at a really good gym. He's very dynamic. Obviously, I went through my first surgery, a big injury, and followed the process, and I believe I'm coming back a better, stronger version of the Tiger.
I do thrive in enemy territory, especially when the crowd's a little hostile. It's either that has to happen or I have to get hit a couple of times to wake up a lot of times. That's why I spar in the back room. If people want to boo, if people want to be rude, that's cool. I'll give them the same energy.
It's the return of the Tiger, November 15th.
All right, hello everybody and welcome to the show. This is Fight League Atlantic FLA 22, brought to you by Mr. Donaire. We are here inside the beautiful Moncton Coliseum once again for our 5th and final show of 2025. It is FLA 22. I'm Timmy B, here with veteran UFC fighter, former M1 global champion, veteran of the FLA cage itself, and veteran voice of Fight League Atlantic, the Greek assassin, Mr. Chris Kelades.
Hello. Good evening. I'm very excited for tonight. A lot of great, entertaining fights that we have. A lot of return fighters. So I'm very excited to see what they're going to bring this evening.
Chris, this is FLA 22-2-2. I'm going to give you some numbers here. We have 2 men making their MMA debut. We have 2 men named Matt, 2 Tigers, 2 titles on the line, and 2 international fighters. I don't know about you, but to me that sounds very lucky. I think we're in store for a great night of fights.
Absolutely, and also 2 handsome commentators.
I was going to say that, but I took it off the notes. I felt bad. Look, this is a big one, man. Talking about the 2 men making their MMA debut, and you do say that we have a lot of fighters making their return. 2 men making their debut. It's RJ Hetherington versus Ivan De Silva in the first fight of the night, which is very exciting because we're seeing here, though, lots of fighters choosing FLA as their home. They're coming in. They know that this is the promotion to be in, and they're looking to make statements here tonight at FLA 22.
Absolutely, Tim. This is a great beginner promotion for athletes that are just trying to start their careers, as well as, returning athletes that are trying to project themselves to the next level. So very excited for that fight, like you mentioned.
It's going to be incredible. Guys, right now, if you're watching this online, if you're here in the Moncton Coliseum, put this on your socials now. Tell people that we're just merely about a half an hour away from FLA 22. So go on your socials, tag us, and let everybody know that it's about to happen. One of the big fights that's coming up, Chris, is the Battle of the Mats. It's Matt Tiger Harnish versus Matt LeBlanc. 2 Matts enter the cage. Only one will emerge victorious. What do you think about this fight?
This is going to be an absolute barn burner. Very excited to see Matt LeBlanc actually coming down to a weight class that's probably more suited for him. Very excited again to see the Tiger back in there, Matt Harnish. Been a while since we've seen him. He's been living life, doing his thing, but now, more committed to getting back in the cage, developing his skills, and actually showcasing what he had. So bringing that, both fighters having the kickboxing experience, I expect fireworks on this. Both guys love to bring it, so very exciting fight. Potentially fight of the night.
Definitely. It's one that you don't want to miss. The big thing here is that Matt Tiger Harnish has never passed the 2nd minute of his fights. He gets it done in one. He likes to finish those fights. On the other side, you've got Matt LeBlanc, who's gone the distance on one of his fights. He's got 2 big wins. He's a very dynamic striker, but there's a little bit of a difference in terms of cage time, and both these fighters young in their careers. It's going to be exciting to see who can come out on top. They're both looking for their 3rd victory.
Absolutely, and also the fact that it's been a little while since Matt Harnish has actually been in the cage. Matt LeBlanc has actually been more regular and been in there and a little more active, so we'll see how that plays in effect as we see the fight progress.
Yeah, that's going to be a big one, guys. That is Matt Tiger Harnish versus Matt LeBlanc. Now let's move on to the next fight, which is going to be, I believe, our main card opener. This one, Breton, the Weapon Maloney, takes on the returning Zach Raymond. We talk about fighters who have coming back to the promotion. We haven't seen him since 2023 at FLA 10. He's on a 2-fight win streak and returns and takes on the streaking Breton Maloney, who's also on a 2-fight win streak.
That's correct, Tim. it's exciting to see this fight as well. I mean, we have Brett Maloney, who's a teammate of Matt Harnish, so those guys have been getting together and in the fire together to get prepared for this fight. And Zach Raymond, you know, with the time off, honing his ground skills, obviously that's what, you know, Brett and the self-proclaimed best grappler in the division showcases. So we'll see, you know, is Zach Raymond up for that challenge? Has he developed his ground game enough now to compete with somebody at the level that Breton is? So, and vice versa, has Breton been able to hone his skills with the stand-up to be able to hang with the Zach Raymond? So it's going to be an interesting tale to see who can implement their game plan and make the fight happen where they want it to.
Very interesting question. Zach Raymond dyed his hair blonde for this fight. Does that give him an advantage?
Sure.
All right, our next fight is two fighters making their FLA debut. On one side, we get the man from Guanajuato, Mexico. It is Alan Pachungas Ruiz, who's got a record of 9-6 with 1 no contest. He's taking on the very highly anticipated FLA debuting Jeannot Poirier out of Montreal, Quebec. He trains at TriStar Montreal. Yes, that TriStar. This is a big fight between two fighters with very different experience. What do you think about this one?
This is going to be interesting to see. I mean, we have such a vast difference in experience inside the cage. Maybe not necessarily in the competition realm. Poirier, obviously, you know, an outstanding wrestler and grappler, so he's going to have that experience that he's drawing on, but not the exact same amount of combat time that we see Ruiz has with, you know, 15 plus fights. And a gamer. I mean, there is a weight discrepancy where Ruiz is taking this fight on short notice and is generally a 155 fighter, a lightweight fighter. But, you know, he's as game as they come. Great stand-up skills, is coming to have a war. So no matter what, we expect fireworks. I would definitely give the edge, though, obviously, to Poirier and the ground skills. And if he can get that fight to the ground early, while they're dry, while they're fresh, it could be a rough night for Ruiz.
Yeah, it's definitely a big one. Ruiz already has 5 fights in 2025. This is his 6th fight in the year. This guy is very active. He's coming up from Mexico, and you know that he wants to make a statement here. He wants to make FLA his home as much as Jeannot does. So this is a big one. And like you said, Jeannot started his career with wrestling. He knew that that was the best base for MMA, and that's why he got into it. Now he's finally transitioned into MMA, and this is where he wants to make his home.
For sure. Wrestling and grappling in general, no matter what that skill set is, brings, you know, a huge amount of security and comfort when you're inside that cage, knowing that you can get the fight to the ground or keep it there when you do get it there. So we'll see, you know, Ruiz having the activity, obviously that breeds a confidence in him. But if you're coming out of a gym like TriStar, you're in the gym daily, if not multiple times a day, training with absolute savages. So I mean, you're in there in a fight, you know, daily almost anyhow. So you're gaining experience through those, you know, through being in the fire. So I expect Poirier to be on par with the experience that Ruiz is bringing.
Yeah, we're definitely going to see who comes up on top and who starts to make their quest for the title here at FLA 22. All right, Chris, now let's get to our co-main event of the evening. This one absolutely crazy. The tale between two cities here. You've got Destiny versus Legacy. It's a Cinderella story potentially here for Morgan the Rhino Rhinez. He's got 16 professional bouts. He's on a 3-fight win streak, and he's looking for that vacant featherweight title, but he has to do the near impossible in defeating the undefeated mummy Abdelaziz, who is a perfect 8-0. We know him here at FLA. What do you think about this fight?
It's an interesting fight. We're seeing on this card actually, you know, a few fighters that are coming down in weight class, a few fighters that are going up, Morgan being one of them, obviously going up to 145. Is going to be an interesting concept to see because Abdel is, you know, rangy. He's going to be a lot more size for Morgan to deal with. So if, you know, if the mummy is able to, you know, maintain that distance and put the game where he wants to against the cage, take the back and submit Morgan, you know, him utilizing that extra weight that he has could be a huge factor in this fight.
Yeah, the mummy is just such a consummate professional. When that music hits, this crowd in the Moncton Coliseum is going to go absolutely bonkers as they always do. It's such an eerie walk that the mummy makes to the cage. And look, He knows that he has to get this done. He wants to make that step up to the UFC, and this title is just that stepping stone for him to get there. He wants to get it done, and he wants to get it done quick, because Morgan Rines, he knows what he wants to do. He got to get this past this Mummy. He wants to put a stamp on his career.
Absolutely, Tim. I think, the Mummy is a finisher. Obviously, we've seen that, and I think that he'll get the finish tonight if he's able to put the fight where he wants. Having the extra weight is going to be a lot for Morgan to handle, but it's 50-50. Two guys walk in that cage, the door shuts, and both have the skill sets to finish each other. So it's going to be interesting to see how that chess match plays out, and I am excited for that. I mean, that is a fight that could be on any card a main event fight. So
Definitely.
To have it as a co is going to be great to set up for the main event.
Yeah, definitely. That is the Mummy, Abdelaziz versus Morgan the Rhino Rines for the vacant featherweight title. You do not want to miss that one. And like you said, that leads us into our second title fight of the evening. It is our main event as the reigning and defending welterweight champion Christian Tiger Savoy takes on the newcomer, another man making his FLA debut out of Huntington Beach, California, USA. It is Jeff Craig, a big title fight with big implications on the line.
Absolutely. I'm excited for this. I know I've said I'm excited for all of these.
The whole card is amazing. What are you going to do?
It's going to be a great card. This fight in particular, I mean, we have both guys that are hunting for that spot at the next level, going to the UFC or wherever the next, evolution of their career is. Jeff Craig coming out of another great gym in the States, 6-3. You want to talk about an active fighter? He's been active as well. I think I did the math. It's like 2.75 or almost 3 fights on average. So I mean that gives a whole nother level of competency when you get in there and feeling comfortable. And the opposite end of that spectrum is that Christian Savoy hasn't been. It's been a year, almost a year and a month or so since he last fought on the Dana White the Contender Series.
Yep.
So he's on the cusp, looking to make that comeback. But even prior to that, he hadn't really been overly active. There was a long layoff. So we'll see, can he shake off that rust once again to come out victorious? But Jeff Craig, unorthodox. Watching some of his fights, I expect it to be a very exciting fight.
Yeah, definitely. And like you said, Christian Tiger Savoy, obviously just a little over a year ago, not only did he fight on Dana White Contender Series and he got the taste of the UFC, but he also suffered that injury, went under surgery for the knee. It's been a long road to recovery, but on the scale yesterday, he looked absolutely yoked. He was huge and looked in tremendous shape. He does not want to lose this FLA title, and this defense is what he believes is going to get him back on the radar in the UFC and get him another shot at the big show.
I think it's a great opportunity for both fighters, Tim. I think both fighters, if they can secure, a finish or a win out of this event, that it's going to project them to the next level and really put them on the level of, where they want to be. So for both fighters, it's not a do or die, but it's definitely, going to catapult them to another level.
Yeah, definitely. And Jeff Craig as well, he's tasted UFC in the sense that he's been in the corner of Daniel Rodriguez and Tony Ferguson in the UFC. So he's been there, he's seen the lights, he's seen the show. He wants to get there, but in order to do that, he has to tame the Tiger and capture the FLA welterweight title. Chris, that is our main event of FLA 22. Those are just some of the great fights you're going to see here in just a moment. Before we get out of here, I do want to say thank you to all the fans watching. This season has been absolutely incredible. 5 shows in 2025. A great event here scheduled tonight, and the 2026 season is just around the corner.
Very exciting for tonight and for the future of FLA.
Great fighters always are here, guys. Don't miss a single show. Tell everybody FLA 22 is about to start in just a few moments. We have the debuting RJ Hetherington versus Ivan Da Silva. It's about to start. This is FLA 22, brought to you by Mr. Donaire.
Cheers.